So my neighbor Wendy, who's kind of an influencer, snapped a photo of my husband Henry. In her video she sweetly tells her fans, "You guys have to learn this love." Quote from my CEO neighbor. Her fans are all like, "CEO's wife, this is too adorable." Wendy guided her followers to go bash me online. Henry quickly opened a Facebook account, tagged me, and "There's only one wife for me. The lawsuit for slander is on its way." After my shower, I grabbed my phone to watch some videos. And there she was. This familiar face. Her name is Wendy. She's a popular influencer in our neighborhood. And the photo in her hands looked oh so familiar. It was a picture of my husband, Henry, with half of his face showing. In the video she chats non-stop. "This is my CEO neighbor. I accidentally fell today and he helped me up and said, 'Why are you walking like a kid? Be careful. Guys, you have to learn this sweet line from him.'" A bunch of her fans commented on how sweet it was. Hearing all of that made my blood boil. I angrily tossed my phone towards Henry. As he stepped out of the shower, "Henry, explain." Henry looked confused but still came over to hug me. Then glanced at my phone. After watching the video, panic was written all over his face. And he explained, "Honey, let me explain. I was just passing by her today. And she suddenly fell, landing on me." He looked really wronged while he said it. I raised an eyebrow. "And how did kids come up in all this?" Henry felt even more of a victim. "I was just saying she's such a grown-up. Can't even walk straight. Almost ruined the desserts I got for you." I burst out laughing. Couldn't help it. Seeing me laugh, Henry did too. He hugged me tightly. And used my phone to send Wendy a direct message. He asked her to delete the video. After a while, she replied, "How about we add each other on message and discuss this further?" Henry just sent her the surveillance video instead. "If you don't delete it, I'll post this video and explain myself to your fans." The surveillance video had audio. And it was obvious how annoyed Henry was in it. Wendy was silent for a long time before she took down the video. I thought that was the end of it. But surprisingly, the doorbell rang the next evening. Wendy stood there with a small cake, wearing a flimsy spaghetti strap top. Seeing me, she smiled and asked, "Anna, is Henry home? I need to see him." I looked her over. "You can talk to me." She kept glancing behind me. And when she saw Henry's shadow, she pushed past me. Inside, "Henry, the first made this desert myself as an apology," she said, while her hands casually landed on his arm. Henry frowned promptly and rudely led her out. "Miss Wendy, barging in like this at night is rude. You startled my wife, Henry. I don't have an agency yet. I came hoping you'd sign me." That's when it clicked. Wendy must have found out somewhere that Henry is the CEO of S Group. "Wendy, you don't know. The company dealings fall to my wife. It's up to her." With that, Wendy turned to me. I rolled my eyes. "I don't approve. Wendy doesn't meet our standards." And I slammed the door on her. A few days later, I saw Wendy at the company. On her first day, she brought lots of little gifts for everyone. People were whispering that she didn't come in through the normal interview process. When people hinted at whether she had connections with Henry, she didn't deny it and smiled back. She had a circle of people fawning over her, acting like she owned the place. When she saw me coming, she handed me a small gift with a smile. "Anna, even if you don't let me in, I'll still get in. Mess with me and there will be consequences. You better humble yourself." I didn't take her clownish provocation to heart. I was curious how she got into the company. Of course I trusted Henry, but I couldn't rule out others having some schemes. Sure enough, Henry called me to his office soon after. Our relationship isn't public at the company. I climbed to my position through hard work, not to be seen as taking advantage of Henry. When these origins were untold, Henry looked really peeved. "Honey, that Wendy was brought in by Kate. I'll deal with it and have her gone." Kate, Henry's stepmother, superficially doting on him, while secretly tormenting him. Henry's true living conditions before inheriting became known only later. It made me naturally displeased with Kate. Kate has her own video channel, showing off her life as a rich lady, gaining a decent following. But I was curious, seeing as Kate didn't bother with anyone. How come she was so invested in Wendy? With a smile I said, "No honey, you must treat her well. Let her loosen her guard." Seeing me smile, Henry said, "You're plotting something fun again, aren't you, little rascal?" Wendy had uncovered Henry's identity. All her efforts seemed dead set on Henry. Clearly I couldn't let her efforts go to waste. I smoothed the wrinkles in Henry's tie, There's a saying, the higher you fly the harder you fall. I need her to fall so hard. She'll never covet what's mine again. Naturally, I had a strong personality. Never letting go unchecked. Marriage softened me a bit. But as Wendy approached, there was no holding back. I was in charge of artist management. And Wendy got placed under me through Kate, clearly trying to rile me up. At first Wendy seemed to be behaving. But soon enough, she bring gourmet lunch boxes to Henry's office daily. Henry never accepted them without offering them to me. Feeling secure, Wendy became more brazen. Everyone speculated. Seeing Wendy frequently visit Henry's office. Kate occasionally paid her visits. Their relationship projecting a close family vibe. Kate would pat her hand and say, "If you're wronged here, just call for me." Wendy's edit again. Posting her videos about the bossy neighbor and raking in fans. I clicked on one and there she was. Her face a mix of shyness and sweetness, saying, "Girls, guess what? I've officially become colleagues with my bossy neighbor." She continued with the story. The bossy neighbor said my cooking's great. But then he went all smooth and said, "Girls shouldn't need to cook. Just be loved. He's just too smooth." Henry, looking all shocked, said, "Honey, I swear I didn't eat her food. I just told her not to bother making food for me anymore." That last part is a total lie. I covered Henry's face and said, "Nope, I'm allergic to bossy neighbors. I don't want to see you right now." Henry looked even more hurt. "Babe, I can't take her anymore. I'm going to fire her right now." I stopped him. "Hubby, hang in there. It's not easy being a man. Be strong." Henry slumped onto my shoulder, his hands getting a little restless, and said, "Then you owe me some compensation for my emotional distress." Before I could push back, he pulled me under the covers. Then Henry's phone rang. It was a voice call from Wendy. Henry frowned, but I answered it. Wendy's sweet voice came through. "Henry, I'm out of shower gel outside your door. Can you let me in?" She sent a selfie in a bathrobe, showing quite a bit of collarbone. I purposely yelled loudly into the phone, "Hubby, bedtime," and then hung up. I teased Henry. "Some girls standing at your door in the middle of the night dressed like that. Aren't you gonna check it out?" The phone rang again. It was Wendy. Henry turned off his phone, hugged me tight, and said, "She can stand there for all I care. I'm more interested in finishing what we just started." Before he finished speaking, he was already over me. The next day when I saw Wendy, she looked exhausted and kept sneezing. I chuckled. Because who told her to wear that in front of our door? Last night, Wendy, being young, couldn't hide her temper well. She saw me and said she wanted to shoot some photos today and asked me to go with her. I found it amusing. "I manage your work schedule. Going with you to shoot photos is something your assistant should do, right?" The assistant manager came over smiling. "Manager Anna, you know Wendy's status. Why not go with her for fun? The company will cover the expenses." The assistant manager wanted to please both Wendy and me, without offending either. Wendy smugly said, "Hear that, Anna?" She emphasized my name, Anna, through gritted teeth. I patted her. "Why call me Anna? Call me manager. We're not that close, so stop pretending we are. You and us young folks are years apart. Calling Anna is appropriate." I chuckled and leaned over, whispering in her ear, "Don't forget I'm still in charge of your resources. Not to mention Henry and I aren't divorced yet. Are you sure you want to talk to me like that?" Her eyes widened and she unwillingly called out, "Manager. See, wasn't that easy? Why make me scare you?" We were set to shoot outdoor photos. Wendy had planned the theme and shoot. I really didn't want to see her face, so I took a separate car to the meeting spot. I arrived just on time, but waited half an hour and no sign of her. I realized it was Wendy's doing. I hadn't expected her to be so childish, to let personal gripes affect work. I called Wendy twice, no answer. Finally, on the third call, she picked up, feigning surprise. "Oh, manager, didn't I tell you? I thought that place wasn't good, so I changed it." "Really sorry, manager, my bad. You'll have to come here." Her new location was far away, at least a 2-hour drive. "Wendy, you're doing this on purpose, so what?" "Manager, hurry up, we're waiting for you." I hung up on her and called Johnny. I briefed him on the situation. He replied, "God, it will be there soon." Johnny was the photographer for Wendy's photoshoot. His team had worked with S Group for years, and we have a bit of a connection. Johnny despised people who played games at work. No way he'd put up with Wendy's nonsense. Since Wendy wanted to mess with me by making me take a long drive, I decided to Bring the photographers to her and let her face embarrassment. I found a nearby cafe, ordered a drink and relaxed while waiting. After a couple of hours, Johnny and his crew arrived. I handed them their drinks feeling a bit sorry. Sorry for making you come out of your way. It's not your fault. It's Wendy's problem. She talks the talk. Never thought she'd act like this. I nodded knowingly. Wendy always played the innocent card. And men fell for it. We hadn't chatted long before Wendy arrived. Her perfect makeup was ruined from the journey. She didn't even bother pretending and showed her anger. Anna, you're shameless. Enjoying my donut. I felt much better. Miss Wendy, if you don't start shooting soon, it'll get dark. Flustered, Wendy rushed to redo her makeup and styling. Since Johnny's photography team was elite and hard to book, missing this chance meant waiting for years. During the shoot, she struggled to find her groove. Even with Johnny's constant guidance, the shots were just average. Johnny had high standards for his work and wouldn't settle for less. After shooting into the night without good results, Johnny simply said, "Miss Wendy, let's reschedule. After this, no need for further collaboration." Wendy tried to explain anxiously, but Johnny ignored her. After he left, I pulled Wendy aside. I grabbed her arm. "Wendy, my patience has limits." She persisted. "What are you gonna do? Hasn't Henry told you? I'm a black belt in Taekwondo." By the time we returned to the company, it was late. Basically, no one was around. I recapped the day's events to Henry. He was dumbfounded. "She's really mean. Good job, honey." Mentioning Johnny made him bristle with jealousy. "What? You brought Johnny in. Now that guy has a chance to protect you. Back when Henry and I weren't a thing, Johnny had pursued me. Even now, Henry gets jealous whenever Johnny's name comes up." I was about to calm him down when Wendy stormed into the office. "Henry, don't get so mad because of me. It's my fault today anyway." She heard the name Johnny, assuming Henry was angry at me because of the day's incident. After figuring this out, I was utterly speechless at her thought process. Whatever, I'll just chalk it up to messing with a fool. To keep tabs on Wendy, I created a fake account to secretly follow her. Video account. Her fans were all commenting, asking where her photoshoot promises went. She replied saying, "The manager's sister called the photography team away at the last minute, delaying everything. And it was likely unintentional, so not to blame her." After posting that, she threw up a selfie on a different platform, eyes reddened, pulling the innocent and pitiful look. The caption read, "When others throw mud at me, I plant lotus flowers with it." In just a few words, she shifted the blame onto me, while playing the victim. Anyone would say she's quite the innocent act. Sure enough, her fans believe the manager's sister was the one throwing mud at her. They all flocked to show sympathy for her, with many urging the government Harry neighbor to stand up for his little darling. I read this comment out loud to Henry, the actual government Harry, next to me, and he shut his eyes in agony. "I feel like I'm gonna puke, thanks." I logged into my fake account and wrote, "Worked with Wendy today. She changed the shoot location without notice, so it wasn't finished. I'm worried for her. Hope she can get through her work smoothly. Thankfully, I have my husband to keep me company. Wish both Wendy and I work well." I attached a picture of Henry sitting on the bed and hit send. Henry looked puzzled. "Babe, what are you doing?" I gave a mysterious smile. "You'll see when the time comes, don't worry about it." After the photo shoot debacle, it seemed Wendy couldn't sit still anymore. The atmosphere was off when I entered the company. The folks who usually greeted me with smiles acted like I was invisible today. All gathered around Wendy singing her praises. "Wendy, you're too nice. Always bringing us gifts. I feel shy about it. Wendy, we're all your fans. You and Henry are just too sweet. No wonder Henry likes you. You're so kind. Unlike certain people who only stab backs. I can't respect her at all." Hearing the last remark, I understood. They were throwing all this shade indirectly at me. None of them were major influencers. Usually they acted all sweet because of my manager position. But now, riding on the coattails of the boss's wife, they clearly didn't care about me anymore. Wendy's best trick is that she doesn't say or do anything herself. She has others spearhead her cause, while she stays innocent and pitiable. When it came time for the live stream, I went to gather people as usual. But this time no one came. One in turn, pale-faced, said, "Manager, they said they won't broadcast. Said they don't want to work with a backstabber." I found it rather humorous. Well, that's their work opportunity. If they don't want it, that's fine. I'm not forcing anyone. I opened my fake account and wrote another post. Today Wendy and the group suddenly decided they don't want to participate in the live activity anymore. Perhaps they think work is too tiring. They have so many fans after all. It's not my place to say much. My previous post with Henry's photo was noticed by Wendy's fans, who stormed the comments to insult me. Isn't this the government hairy neighbor? Does it feel good snatching someone's boyfriend? Shameless caught stealing photos. Anyone digging up dirt on her? I'm ready if no one else is, I smirked. It's time Wendy has to pack her things and scram. I changed my mind suddenly and stepped into the office. They were chatting away but froze upon seeing me. When they had that smug look. Thanks to Kate who gave her confidence. She even made a video with Kate yesterday. And fans were saying she had the mother-in-law's approval. That marriage to the government. Harry was around the corner. She seemed to believe her own story, thinking she was the boss's wife already. I looked them over and said, "Who doesn't want to broadcast? Step forward." They exchanged uncertain looks but no one moved. Wendy was the first to step up. "We just don't want to work with certain backstabbers." Seeing her take the lead, the others hurried to stand beside her, eager not to miss the chance to favor the boss's wife. Just as I was about to say something, a voice came from behind. "What's going on here?" Henry walked over and put an arm around my waist. Someone had seen me about to clash with Wendy and had fetched Henry. Aware of Wendy's status, I explained everything to him, giving him a wink that it was time to let her go. Henry caught on and nodded. Wendy pitifully called out Henry, but he ignored her, detailing a new decision. "Since everyone's made their choices, we won't force it. You all cannot attend the future events." Their faces turned pale. They only wanted to cozy up to Wendy, not expecting Henry to show up and send them off, leaving them in quite a fix. "As for you, Wendy, you can pack your things and leave." Wendy turned pale. "Henry, you can't fire me. That's not legal." Henry chuckled. "Oh, it isn't. You came through Kate. And I never signed a contract with you." He drew me closer. "I haven't liked discussing personal matters publicly. Hence why Anna and my relationship wasn't known. But I realize now you all should know Anna is my wife." The warmed-up flattery turned to angry stares, directed at Wendy. They realized they backed the wrong horse and were used as pawns as Wendy left the company. Kate called Henry multiple times. "Henry, Wendy did make a mistake. But you should give her a chance to fix it. Young girls have it tough." "Kate, you seem to be overreaching. Need I remind you I run the S group now?" Seeing she couldn't sway Henry, Kate hung up. Even if she preferred Wendy, she wouldn't risk offending Henry just over some girl. I had a hunch it wasn't as simple as it seemed. Wendy was out, but I knew it wasn't over. When taking someone down, you have to hit their vital point. I hadn't reached her core yet, so she definitely wouldn't give up easily. And as long as I was around, my dear mother-in-law wouldn't have peace either. As expected, within days, Kate called Henry, warmly inviting him to her birthday party. Kate loves putting on a show. Her birthday parties are known far and wide, inviting nearly half the society's elite. In past years, Henry and I couldn't stand her attitude, so we never went. But this year she's being all friendly. And it's so obvious she's up to something. Wendy's new video just dropped. She filmed Kate in her birthday party. Wow, Wendy went to her mother-in-law's birthday. Where's the big boss guy? Can't wait to see a picture with him. When Henry and I got there, we looked around and sure enough Wendy was there. Kate was taking her around to toast with everyone. They both looked surprised to see me, probably not expecting I'd show up. I walked over with a smile. "Miss Wendy, it seems like Kate really likes you." From an outsider's perspective, you two could be mistaken. From mother and daughter, Kate almost dropped her glass. "Don't say things like that. Everyone's here." I chuckled, just joking around. "Why are you so nervous?" I acted puzzled. Wendy's eyes popped when she saw me. "Anna, what are you doing here?" Henry, standing next to me, said, "Miss Wendy. Anna's my wife. Why wouldn't she be here?" "But you, how come you're at my house?" Wendy's face turned pale. Kate gave her a look, and she swallowed her words and obediently followed Kate away. Not long after the party started, I gave Henry a look. He made an excuse about not feeling well and went upstairs. Wendy, as expected, followed him. From the start, Kate had been having Wendy get Henry drunk. I saw what they were up to. But Henry wasn't cooperating. So they couldn't find a chance to act. They couldn't do anything. So I decided to give them a little push. I waited quietly downstairs and soon enough, Henry gave me an okay signal. Out of nowhere the butler rushed over shouting, "Mrs. Anna, there's been a break-in in your room." I acted shocked. What? How could that happen? Everyone, let's go check it out. The guests, all from prominent families, were intrigued and eagerly followed me. Kate realized something was up and tried to stop them. But it was no use. By the time we got to my room, there was Wendy caught by the butler. She tried to cover her face, but it was too late. People had seen her and started whispering. Henry came out of the next room looking innocent. What's going on? Wendy was shocked. How can this be? I saw you enter this room myself. With that, everyone understood what was happening. And looked at her with disdain. She panicked. No, it's not like that. I walked over and said, "Miss Wendy, you're not welcome in our home. Please leave or I might have to call the police." Wendy grumbled, "You just wait." After she left, I picked up a hair she had dropped. Wendy's reputation among those rich families has taken a hit. Before, because of her job, she could still mingle with them. But now they all look down on her completely. Wendy still has fans though. She wouldn't miss a beat on that. She started a live stream, crying her eyes out because her manager fired her. Kate even sent her gifts in the stream. Her fans went into an uproar. It's that manager again. Is she okay, or is someone jealous of our Wendy? That manager's the worst. Her mother-in-law is comforting her. What a saint. People on the internet are powerful. And they actually found me. My phone was flooded with hate messages and prank calls. My ID photo got leaked online. Even the time I got kicked out of high school for fighting was dug up. Suddenly the name Anna was tied to all sorts of scandalous nonsense. Henry took my phone. Honey, just don't look at it. It breaks my heart. The high school incident was true. I grew up in a foster home and was bullied by some boys. They cornered me in an alley. But thankfully I had learned Taekwondo. They weren't a match for me. But they had influential families. So I was the one who got expelled. I've worked hard to get into S group. And that's how I met Henry. Henry hugged me tight. It's okay, it'll all be over soon. Henry worked fast. And soon those negative posts were gone. He got on Twitter. Got verified as the chairman of S group. He made it clear he only has one wife, Anna. And defamation lawsuits were on their way. He even uploaded our wedding photos and tagged my account. I posted a long tweet with security footage of Wendy bumping into my husband outside our house, delivering things to him, and detailed explanation of my troubled past. Johnny also came forward to clear up the photo incident. My post went viral and curiosity spiked. Everyone from Henry's tag poured into my account, which I've been using as a diary since Wendy joined the company, including everyday stuff with Henry. Everything is now evidence. Wendy can't deny it. So Wendy was making up stories all along. I actually bought into that. This is the real big boss and his sweet wife. Wendy's just a total snake. And so awful. The stuff on the boss lady's account, that's about Wendy. And she's still wishing her well. Such a kind-hearted woman. Henry ran a retweet contest, promising 10 people $100,000 each. This was the true big boss and his beloved wife. After it was all verified, Wendy quietly deleted her tweets, changed her profile picture to a blank one, and the videos were taken down. But she was busy dealing with lawsuits now for secretly filming Henry and trying to defame me. Now with Wendy mostly dealt with, it's Kate's turn. Henry laid a paternity test in front of his dad, Matthew. "Dad, you probably didn't know that my good stepmom had another daughter with her first love after marrying you." Matthew looked at the report and then turned to slap Kate. "You traitor. I treated you so well. Married you shortly after Henry's mom passed. And this is how you repay me." Kate glared at me. "Anna, it was you. How'd you figure it out?" I replied, "I saw how invested you were in Wendy at the party. I threw out a guess and you reacted so dramatically. I checked into it and found the truth." Kate had split from her first love to marry Matthew. But with Matthew off and away, their old flames rekindled. Wendy was their hidden daughter. After her lover passed, Kate wanted Wendy to woo Henry to secure her place. And just like that, her mother and she completely took over S group. Henry then laid out the evidence in front of Matthew. Over the years she had embezzled funds, cooked the books and taken bribes. Matthew pinched the bridge of his nose. Call the police. Call them right now. Matthew sent Kate to prison and divorced her. The day Kate was taken in, Henry, grinning, said to her, "Don't worry. I'll make sure you're well taken care of. Just like you did for me when we were kids." Kate looked terrified. "Please, I didn't mean it. Don't do this to me." I held Henry's cool fingertips and watched as Kate was led away. "Stop staring, honey. You haven't properly looked at me in days." I pinched his cheek. "But Wendy is still in our neighborhood. I run into her all the time. Just seeing her annoys me to death." Henry pouted. "I found a new place. In a few days I'll take you there to move in. We're tired of this place anyway, let's switch things up." I kissed his lips. "You're the best hubby." Unexpectedly I met Wendy before we could move. I was walking through the neighborhood, chatting on the phone with Henry, when I saw Wendy approaching from the other side. All the praise she received online came to a crashing end. She was now like a rat in the street, despised by everyone. After her scandal broke, no company dared to sign her. Her fans had mostly turned against her. She was thinner now, her eyes lifeless, but I felt no sympathy for her. It was all her own doing. Our eyes met and a flash of malice crossed hers. I suddenly realized something. My mind went blank and my heart skipped a beat. She hurried towards me, something in her hand glinting in the sun. A knife. My heart raced. I dropped the phone, reacting purely on instinct to dodge her attack. But the knife still left a deep cut on my arm. Henry, hearing the abrupt stop in my voice, grew anxious. "What's going on? Is something wrong? Anna, honey, are you okay?" I kicked her knife away, grabbing her arm, her eyes full of hate. "Anna, this is all your fault. If it weren't for you, group would be mine and my mom's. Now you should die. Why weren't you the one to end up in prison?" I gripped her face. "You brought this on yourself. You don't deserve to be in mine, in Henry's lives ever again. Go join your mom in jail." I called the police and Wendy was taken away. When Henry rushed over, I'd already bandaged my arm. He held me tightly. "You scared me to death, you really did." Feeling his pain, I watched his fists clench. "It's my fault for not keeping an eye on Wendy and giving her the chance." I looked out at the sun, smiled. "It's okay. Remember, your wife's a black belt in Taekwondo." Henry couldn't help but laugh and I smiled too. After recovering, leaving the hospital, I decided to resign from Henry's company. Being forced to reveal my identity, my biggest fear came true. Although no one said anything to my face, behind my back they gossiped. "No wonder she got in with those qualifications. Turns out she's got someone powerful backing her. Nothing we could compete with." I couldn't make them shut up. And I wasn't comfortable working in that environment. So I decided to find another place. "Henry Wind, but this means I can't see you every day. What do I do if I miss you?" Unable to resist, I smiled. "I'll text you tons every day, I promise. Besides, even if I leave group, I'm still your wife. Aren't I had to appease Henry for days and agree to endless unreasonable requests. Before he finally relented, I joined a new company and work kept me busy. Henry brought flowers to pick me up every day, sparking envy among my colleagues. "No doubt about it, you're totally a bossy CEO, sweetheart." How romantic, they teased. Since that incident, I've taken to recording my daily life with Henry on a private Twitter account. And everyone's gushing over my genuine bossy CEO and sweetheart life. I'm a bit sensitive to the phrase bossy CEO now, so I quickly told them to stop it. Honestly, I feel like Henry's the real sweetheart. Ever since I changed jobs, he's been like a little wifey at home, sulking and counting days, bringing flowers and gifts. Terrified, some clueless Johnny at the new company would pursue me. The boss at my new company is nice, and my colleagues are warm and friendly, even though work is a bit too hectic. After pulling 2 all-nighters, I fainted at my desk. Henry raced over when he heard, and the first thing he said was, "Quit. Quit right now." I smiled silently and he stared at me. "Honey, what's with that look?" "I'm pregnant." Henry froze for 2 minutes, then tears welled up. "I'm going to be a dad." "Are you serious?" I laughed, wiping his tears away. A message popped up on my phone from a colleague. "Did you hear? Wendy's been charged with assault." I turned off my phone, smiling at Henry, who was gently touching my belly with such care.